Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Madicap. I hope you guys are all doing well. So I'm back with another makeup video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a foundation routine. I'm going to show you guys step by step how I do my foundation. I always get so many questions in terms of what products I use and how do I do for my face to be so flawless. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining step by step what I do. Before we get into it, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Let's get into it. So in order for you to get a flawless foundation or a flawless base, you need to make sure that you do a proper skincare routine. In this video, I'm not going to show you guys my skincare routine because the video will be too long, but I will be having a video out soon showing you guys my skincare routine. So first things first, I already went ahead and moisturized my face, but I always like to put primer on my face because I feel like it makes my makeup look much nicer, and also it makes your makeup last longer. So the primer that I'm using today, it's by Fenty Beauty. It's their Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. So I just like to put this on my face, and I'm just gonna blend it with my finger. As you guys can see under my eyes, I have some dark circles. So I used to use the orange corrector to correct my under eye, to hide the dark circle, but I feel like the orange corrector, it kind of shows through your makeup, so I don't like to use that anymore. I rather use a concealer that's almost the same skin tone, the same color as the rest of my face, so like around my cheeks. So the concealer that I'm using today, it's by Too Faced. It's in the shade Chestnut. It's their Born to Be, and I'm just gonna apply a small amount right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and blend it with a beauty blender. Okay, so next up we're gonna go ahead and apply some foundation. The foundation that I'm using today is by Fenty Beauty. It's in the shade 430. This color is more on the orange undertone. I'm more like a gold. My undertone is goldish, but this foundation, it's more like on the orange undertone. But it's okay. I feel like once the foundation oxidizes, it matches my skin tone. So I'm going to go ahead and blend the foundation with a brush. And whenever I blend my foundation, I always like to dab instead of dragging it down, because we already have products underneath the foundation, so I want to make sure that I'm not moving the product that's underneath, such as the primer and the concealer, and I feel like it just prevents, it creates less lines. So yeah, so that's why I just like to dab it. I feel like it blends better when I do it like that. And I'm just gonna put a small amount on my forehead. Like I said, the concealer looks super orange right now, but it's gonna oxidize later on, so I'm not really stressed about it. Okay, so after blending my foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and put some concealer. I like to put concealer 3 times. I know it's a bit extra, but that's just how I do my makeup, and that's how I like it. So the concealer that I'm using today, it's by Estee Lauder. It's their Double Wear. It's in the shade 5N, and I'm just gonna apply this on my T-zone, so under my eyes. Right here on my nose, as well as on my forehead. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it with my beauty blender. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the concealer underneath my eyes right here, and I'm just gonna let the concealer set, and then meanwhile I'll go ahead and do my brows. The reason why I put my concealer underneath my eyes and let it set, it's because under my eyes I tend to crease a lot. So I feel like if I just blend the concealer and then put the powder directly, it's still gonna crease, so I have to do this. So while we're waiting for the concealer to set, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and did my brows off camera. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend the concealer that I had left underneath my eyes. Depending on what concealer you're using, if you're using a concealer that dries fast, I wouldn't recommend you to leave the concealer on for too long, because then it's gonna be hard to blend, and yeah, it's just not gonna be nice. After applying some concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and contour my face. The concealer that I'm using to contour is by Milk. Whenever you contour your face, you always want to get a shade or 2 shades darker than your skin tone, because you really want your face to be snatched. Same thing when you're same thing when you want to highlight your T-zone. You want to make sure that you're using 2 shades lighter to really bring those features out, to make sure that your T-zone is spot on. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but my face, it's not the same everywhere. On this side here, it's a bit big, so whenever I do my makeup I have to contour, because I feel like it just makes everything looks even, and also it makes my face look smaller and also snap. So I'm just applying this all over my face, like around my face and also underneath my cheeks, to make my cheeks look more snatched. And to blend that, I'm just gonna go ahead and use an angled brush. This brush, I got it at the beauty supply a few years ago. It's by the brand Kiss. I'm not sure if they're still selling it, but this is the one that I use to blend. And to blend, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just dabbing the product into my skin, and I'm moving upward. And I'm gonna take a bit of the concealer, just a tiny amount, and put it on my forehead to contour my forehead as well. And I also like to contour my lips. Well, just to make my lips look a bit bigger, I like to contour right here. And also I'm going to use whatever's left on the brush to contour my nose. So I'm just pinching the brush to make it smaller, and I'm just going to dab all the way to my brows. I feel like whenever I bring it all the way to my brows, it just gives it a more natural effect. So after contouring my face, I'm gonna go back in and just make sure that it's blended underneath here. I'm gonna get my under eye ready to apply some setting powder. The setting powder that I'm gonna be using today, it's by Laura Mercier. It's their translucent honey setting powder. Whenever I buy like setting powder especially, I always like to buy them in the small container, simply because I have so many setting powders, and they last me a while too. I don't like buying the big one because I don't wear makeup every day, and when I do, I like to switch my setting powder around depending on, you know, what kind of makeup look I'm trying to achieve, or the weather too. So yeah, I don't like to buy the big one because I feel like it's such a waste of money, and you guys know makeup expires, so I just rather get the small one. When it's done, I can just go ahead and buy the a new one. And also the small ones are not that expensive. Like I think this one was 27, it was under $40 for sure. I'm also gonna apply this on my chin right here. So basically when you're applying setting powder, you're applying it wherever you put the light concealer, so on your T-zone, because you want to make sure that those spots especially don't get too oily, or if it does, the powder will help it not to be like excessive. So yeah, I'm just applying this on my T-zone. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it on my nose as well as on my forehead. So after setting my under eyes, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. And to do that, I'm going to be using my setting powder by Maybelline. And I got this in the shade 355. Sometimes I use the setting powder from MAC. But you guys know here in Toronto, well here in Ottawa, sorry, everything was closed, only Walmart was open, so I just went ahead and got myself this, and it works fine too. So I'm just using a fluffy brush, dabbing the product into my skin. Okay, so after setting my face, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce my face, contour my face. So to do that, I'm gonna be using this contour powder here by Morphe. It's in the shade Leader. Same thing as cream contour. I always like to take a shade that's pretty dark enough so that way it can really make my face snatched. You don't want it too dark to the point where it's just gonna be, you're gonna be able to see the lines, but you want to make sure that you're taking something that's at least close to your skin tone but a bit dark. And I'm just using an angled brush to apply the bronzer, and I'm just moving upward. So I'm just gonna apply this same spot that I applied the concealer, so là où sont mes joues, like under where my cheekbones are. So I always like to set my face twice. I set my face when I'm done doing like my foundation, contour, highlight, and all of that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set it at the end too when I'm done doing the whole face. So the setting powder, so the setting spray that I'm using today is by Urban Decay. I always like to use a setting spray that's like a spray instead of a mist, because I feel like the spray blends my makeup better. I don't know if it makes sense, but when I put setting spray, my makeup just goes together. There's not really any lines. It just looks a bit more smooth. I feel like with the mist, it doesn't really blend the way I like it to blend. I used to use this mattifying setting mist by Morphe, but I actually hate this setting spray because I feel like because it's a mist, it's not it left like white marks on my face, and I feel like it just doesn't blend properly. It's more like a, I don't know how to explain it, but this one's better. This one's like a spray, you know, and it just looks much better on. So I'm gonna be using the one by Urban Decay. It's their makeup setting spray oil control. And I like to put a lot of setting spray. Like I said, it's gonna help your makeup last longer, and it's also gonna make it's also gonna blend your makeup as well. Okay, so for my eyes, I'm gonna keep it really simple. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm just gonna apply this I'm just gonna apply the bronzer on my lid, just to add some color to it. Okay, so up next I'm going to go ahead and apply some highlighter in the corner of my eyes. So the highlighter that I'm using today, it's by Revolution. If you guys already watched some of my makeup video, you guys already know this is one of my favorite highlighter, and it's very affordable. So I'm going to be using this highlighter right here by Revolution, and I'm going to be using this color here. It's such a nice highlighter palette. Like every time that I wear this, I always get so many compliments. So I'm just applying this in my inner core, in the corner of my eyes right here, and I just feel like it makes your eyes pop whenever you do this. And for the waterline, I'm going to use this liner here that I got at the beauty supply. It's just a brown color, and I'm just going to apply it in my waterline area. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply some blush. The blush that I'm using today is by Juvia's Place. It's in the shade Bella. So I'm just applying this on my cheeks right here, and also on my nose. I don't like to apply a lot, just like a small amount, enough so that it's noticeable. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put some highlighter. The highlighter that I'm using today, it's by Juvia's Place. It's their Glow #1. This is a really nice highlighter as well. And I'm just using a small fluffy brush to apply the highlighter. Such a nice highlighter. So I'm going to take the same highlighter, just a small amount, and I'm going to put it right here. I feel like whenever I apply the highlighter right here, it makes me feel like a tontine Congolais. If you guys know, then you guys know what I'm talking about, because some of our aunties be putting makeup like, I don't know, just wrong. So but I'm just putting a small amount, nothing too crazy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some setting spray once again, and then we're almost done. But yeah guys, so this is the final result. This is how I do my foundation. It's such a it's such an easy process. Honestly, just use whatever you have to start off, and then, you know, as you go, then you can buy more product. But yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in my next video.